Hey, what's up, guys? It's Lunatic Dad here. I just wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit sincere. I know a lot of people don't like this type of video that Dad's going to talk about and everything else. But as you all know, the last video in which Kyle destroyed Dad's radio and everything, that was an antique which was given to me by my father, who did pass away in 1985. My father, okay, not Mama's father. Just want to say, hold on to your family. Hold on to your memories. Appreciate your mom and dad, or your siblings, or your wife, your husband, or whatever. We all only have one life to live. Dad, as I'm getting older, as I said, I know you guys ain't going to like this type of video, but you know what? I'm bearing my soul to you. And I know over all the years and everything else, you've seen chaos on the channel. You've seen destruction. You've seen swearing. You've seen, just a whole shitload of stuff that has happened in my family and everything else. But at the end of the day, they're still my family. And I'm not thrilled with what Kyle did and everything else. That one hurt me. That one truly did hurt Dad. But, you know, when family sometimes goes ahead and hurts you or does something to you or whatever the case may be, don't just shut them completely out and everything else. Try to be the bigger person. Try to go ahead and say, all right, a mistake was made, and how do we get past it? It's just a lesson in life, in anybody's life or whatever. Your mom might piss you off, your dad might piss you off, hell, your wife or whatever might piss you off, whatever. But at the end of the day, we're all only living one life. One life. And that one life is all we got on this earth. It's all we got, peeps. And as I said, I know no one likes this type of video. I get it. I get it. But, Dad gets deep within his emotions and everything else. And sometimes I blow up. I do. And everything. But as I'm getting older and everything else, Dad is trying so hard, not to get so pissed off and everything else. Because I don't want my legacy to be with my family as a guy who was erratic, a guy who was super high charged emotion and everything else. And Dad, sometimes, believe it or not, I even hate myself. Sometimes I do, and everything else. And forget social medias. It's not about social medias and everything else. It's about your life. Your life is your life. No one can control you. No one can tell you how to think, how to do things, and everything else. But there is accountability. There is accountability for the things in which you do out in this world. I always tell people, in my family and everything else, what legacy do you want to leave? What do you want to leave to the next generation or future generations in your families and everything? What is the main thing that you feel that you want to be known for? Something that you want to go ahead and say, hey, you know what? I put my handprint, I put my stamp on this world. Because as Dad is getting older and everything else, I know I don't have a ton of time left on this earth and everything else. I know that. Okay? But with the grace of God, maybe He let me live to 100. Who knows? Anyway, I just want to say, love your family. Care for your family. Love your spouse. Love anybody that means anything to you. Try to go ahead and be understanding. Try to go ahead and always learn how to forgive, how to go ahead and get past it. like I said, I mean, that radio that Kyle went ahead and destroyed was very, very sentimental to me. I went back and watched the video and everything else. And basically, I mean, I seen towards the end and everything else, I actually, got choked up and everything else. And the only thing that I wish that he didn't do, that I wish he didn't do, was something like that. Now, after the video was up and everything was done and chaos broke out, yeah, he came up to Dad and everything else, and can we talk and everything. In the beginning, I was like, no, not right now. Let me calm down. Let me try to process this type of stuff. Because see, sometimes when I get pissed off or upset or whatever, it takes me a while to process things and everything, you know. But just hold on to your people, man. Hold on to your people. There's a lot more outside of social media. When social media starts infringing upon your family life, when you start seeing that you're changing because of social media and everything, you're starting to get distant, or you're starting to get away from your family and everything else, that things that you always did with your family, or things in which that the family was very tight, and then you got involved in social media, and then all of a sudden you started losing yourself, your identity, the person that you are. Now, the only thing I can say is, guys, I mean, over the years, you guys, the imagination of what people think about that, and people believe what type of person I am and everything else. Some of it may be true, some of it may not be. But over the years, I brought you into my home. I brought you into the chaos and everything else. Now again, Dad is not the most loved and liked guy. We all know this, peeps. We all know this. But I am who I am. Love or hate me, there's nothing more I can really do up on social medias and everything else. My legacy, the only way my legacy can go away, it's plain and simple, is if YouTube goes away. If there's no longer YouTube or whatever. But I don't believe that. I believe YouTube will be around way past Dad's dead already and everything else. But it's something in which I just want to say, even to my future grandkids and great grandkids, this goes out to the future. This goes out to the future. Get to know your grandpa and great grandpa, whatever, if I'm lucky enough to be both. Because what you always see, it's not always what it is. Love one another. Care about one another. And remember, social media can be a blessing or it can be a curse. And in Dad's case, it's both. So guys, I just want to say thank you. I know no one will get to this part of the video. I know that. But I'm okay with that. Because this video is made for future generations of Lunatic Dad's family. And if any of this makes any sense to any of you, if any of this makes any sense to any of you, don't lose yourself on social media. Don't lose your identity. Don't lose who you are. Because I know there's enough chaos in this damn world already. There's a ton of it. But guys, thank you for even listening to me right now. I deeply appreciate you. Always have, always will. And remember, God bless America. God bless our families. And God bless us all for just a little bit of peace and forgiveness in our heart. And remember, you only have one family. May be dysfunctional, may be great, but you only have one of them. And don't live to regret because your inability to not to forgive. So Kyle, yes, I do forgive you. I know. I know. All right, guys. Thank you very much for staying on Lunatic Dad's channel. Hopefully, maybe a little words of wisdom, maybe it might come into your heart, might help you with your family or whatever, people that you're dealing with in your family. But remember, you only have one. Thank you. Have a great day.